Hey, what's wrong with you, man? You ain't subscribed yet? IUIC Atlanta Burning 2.0. What you waiting on? Get it done. Do it now.
Hey, get them clicks, get them likes, and subscribe. Do it now.
Now, you mentioned Africa. You said, you know we come from over there, but you don't know from where. Correct?
What region?
What region? Give me that Galatians 4:26. So we're going to find out today one of the things is where our homeland, where we're from as a nation of people, right? Because we came over here on this side of the world, where we taught our true history, where we taught what we were doing before we came over here, where we taught things like our dress code, how we treated marriage, how we raised our kids. We taught any of those things. Now, question, will we talk about our holidays and anything like that either? Absolutely not. What will we talk? We will talk their holiday. We will talk their customs. Read what you got, Galatians 4:26.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
It says Jerusalem, which is above, is free. Now, Jerusalem is Israel, right? Keep going.
Which is the mother of us all.
Which is the mother of us all. So that's where we come from, is our homeland is Jerusalem. Now, question, how do we end up on this side of the world? Through slavery. Now, why did slavery happen? I want your thoughts on it. Why do you think it happened?
How did it come about?
No. Why? Now, we all know that it happened. Why did it happen? Because we look at our people, and you compare our people.
Well, first,
go ahead.
Our people were warring against each other.
Okay.
But they didn't start warring against each other into the Europeans, to the white man.
Uh-huh.
They start warring against each other. Actually, I think the white man taught them. But they couldn't progress. The white man couldn't progress because the tribes over there, they were giving the prisoners to the white man.
So now you said they were giving prisoners. So are you referring to the term Africans sold Africans? Okay, give me Joel 3.
They wasn't selling them.
Because think about it, because we're taught that, right? Africans sold Africans, right? People who look like us sold us.
Enemies.
I want you to think about something. Just because somebody are the same skin color, are they the same race? Exactly. So for example, Chinese and Japanese, do they look alike? It's kind of hard to tell them apart. Some people can, I cannot. For a lot of people, you can't tell them apart. But they are two different nationalities, correct?
No.
You can't call a Japanese person a Chinese person and vice versa, correct? Because they're separate people. Hold that. Give me Exodus 11:7. It's the same thing. You have what's called Nilotic Africans. Those are real Africans. You have those real African tribes, and then you have us, who are the Israelites. Do y'all know about the history of Moses and let my people go dealing with Pharaoh, king of Egypt? So now you said yes, correct? What about you? So now when God sent Moses to Pharaoh, he said, let my people go. And he put 10 plagues on Pharaoh to free the children of Israel. Have you heard about that before? Moses parting the Red Sea? Now watch what God says about the children of Israel and the Egyptians. Because what color are the Egyptians? What color are the Egyptians? Do you agree? Yes.
From my knowledge, man was black.
Man was, but we're
races
focusing in on the Egyptians for a reason. What color were the Egyptians?
Come up. The Egyptians was, I would say, a byproduct of black people.
They were black people. Now watch this. Watch what God says about the Egyptians and the Israelites. When you look at this sign, right, you have the 12 tribes of Israel. God calls it Judah, Benjamin, Levi. These are our God-given nationality, our God-given names. On the left-hand side is what the oppressors gave us: African American, Hispanic, Mexican, Native American. That's what they called us. Now watch what God says about the Egyptians and Israel. Read what you got.
Exodus chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
God said, when it comes to the children of Israel, not even a dog should move his tongue against my people. Read.
Against man or beast.
Against the man or our animals. Nobody should touch us or our animals. Read.
That ye may know how that the Lord, that put a difference.
That you may understand how the Lord does put a difference between
the Egyptians and Israel.
So there's a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Deuteronomy 7:6. There's a difference between the two. There are two different nationality of people. Just because somebody look like you as far as skin color, don't mean y'all the same people. That's how they get us over and over and over again. Just because somebody look like you, for example, Bob Marley. What would you say his nationality is? Numbers 118. You say black?
Bob Marley had a white father.
Now, based off him having a father, based off his father being white, what would he be according to God? Because we're taught there's such thing as mixed. If you have a black father and a white mother, they say you're mixed, correct? Let's see what God said. Numbers chapter 1, verse 18.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees.
It says, so now they're about to declare their pedigrees. What is a pedigree? A type? What's another name for a pedigree? We usually use the term pedigree when dealing with dogs, but when it comes to some of the breed, it's certain breed. So now when you're talking about men, you're talking about certain nationalities. So they're declaring their nationalities by what?
After their families, by the house of their father.
It said your nationality is determined by the house of your father. For example, right? Who has the seed, the mother or the father?
The mother.
Who carries the seed, the mother or the father? The father. Okay. Now let's say I have an apple seed, and I plant an apple seed right here in America. What's going to grow? Now, if I take that same apple seed and plant it in China, what's going to grow? Now, it may look a little different, but it's an apple tree, correct? It's the same thing. Just because, let's say you got with a white woman and had a baby. According to God, that baby is the Israelite. Now, let's say it was on the flip side. Let's say a white man got with a black woman and had a child. According to God, what is that baby? It's a white man. So what is Bob Marley's father? So what is Bob Marley? Absolutely. Another person, let me think. Drake, for example. Now, what color is Drake's father? Okay, now what would they make Drake? Now, have y'all seen Drake's son? What does Drake's son look like? But according to God, what is his son? Well, according to God, what is his son? He absolutely is. What happens is a lot of times we see skin color and think they're kinfolk. But according to God, it's best of your bloodline. That's how the white man a lot of times infiltrates us. They see somebody who looks like you, like Kamala Harris. They say she's black. However, she's not. But for a lot of our people, because we see black skin, we say, oh, she's a black sister. She's for us. Not realizing there's a whole different nationality. Read that one more time.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
Now, either one of you married? Kids? No kids? All praises. Okay. Now, let's go back to nationality. Now, I ask the question, why did slavery happen? Why did it happen? Because when you look at our people, right, genetically, when you look at us compared to any other nation, who would you say is the strongest? Who would you say is the fastest? Who would you say look the best?
We genetically superior in every way.
Who would you say is the most intelligent?
We are.
Now, let's think about something. Now, you got these people with all these qualities. Do we have to work for these qualities? Or were we just born with them? We was born with them. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. I'm going to show you why we was born with them. Going back to what I said about God destroying Egypt to save his people. Going back showing there's a difference. Just say black folk don't mean they kinfolk. I'm going to show you what you just said according to God. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So God said, you are a holy people unto me. Do you know what holy means? What about you? It means separate. You got the Leviticus? All right, let me know when you got it. I'm going to show you. I'm getting out the Bible. I want you to take my words for it, because for far too long we go to church. They tell us what the Bible say, but they don't show us what the Bible say. I'm going to show you what the Bible say holy means. Read what you got.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
So God said, ye, you Israelites, shall be holy unto me. Read.
For I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you.
Have done what?
Severed you.
What it means to sever somebody? Separate. I have separated you, read.
From other people.
From other people. So the so-called white man, we different. So-called Chinese, so-called Japanese, so-called Arabs. all those people, put my people over here, put them over there.
Right.
So now we're a separate people. Go back to Deuteronomy 7:6. So he said, you are holy unto me. You got that? Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God. He didn't say the Lord everybody's God. Unto the Lord thy God. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Because God created everybody. We can agree on that, right? He created everybody. So-called white man, Chinese man, all. He created everybody, correct? Now he said he chose you to be special unto him. Keep going.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Now God said I created you to be above all people on the face of the earth. I got a question. If he created us to be above everybody else, why are we on the bottom?
You know.
Because would you say we're above everybody right now? Would you say we're above everybody right now? All right with me, man. You say we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. So question, what are we supposed to be doing?
Come on.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 1. Because think about this. Think about this. Let's say I'm God. And let's say y'all my people. And somebody's enslaving y'all. I send Soldier Bundy, go tell Pharaoh to free my people. And Soldier Bundy go tell Pharaoh, he said, no, I destroy Pharaoh to save y'all. Now I teach Bundy to give y'all my laws. And I tell y'all, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It says, it shall come to pass, you shall hearken diligently. What does hearken mean?
Oh, come on.
Because sometimes the Bible can be hard to be hard to understand. What does the word hearken mean? If you shall hearken unto me. I'll give you a hint right here. There you go. If you shall listen unto me, read. There you go. Read from the top.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
He said it again, the Lord thy God. Read.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
He said, all his commandments, which I command thee this day. What is a commandment? If I command you, if I say I command you to do something, I just gave it away. It means to do something. If I command something of you, I'm telling you to do something. So now God said, if you are to obey my commandments, read.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So what would be our position if we obey God? Verse 15. We're on top of the world, ruling everything. Absolutely. Because, matter of fact, hold that. Give me 2 Esdras 6:54. Because you said we'll be above everything. Why is the earth here today? I want to show you how special you are. Why is the earth here today? Why did God create the sun, the moon, the stars, the trees, the grass? Why did he create people? Why did he create all those things? Do you know? Yeah, why did he create the whole earth?
Come on.
Let's find out. Let me show you how special God sees y'all. And then we're going to get into why we on the bottom today. 2 Esdras 6, read what you got.
2 Esdras chapter 6 verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
So now we can agree everybody comes from Adam. Adam was the first man. Can we agree on that? That's what's okay. That's what we go by. We go by what the Bible say.
Right.
What about you? Can we agree on that? Okay. So Adam, read it from the top again.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
So everybody comes from Adam. Read.
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen.
He said, and the people thou hast chosen. Who is that God chose?
Come on.
There you go. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we chose. So everybody come from Adam, even those who you chose. Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
For whose sake?
Our sake.
Now why did God create the world? For us. So everything you see on this planet, God created for us. Leviticus 25:44. So now going into, if he created all the sun, the moon, and stars for us, why did he create other races? Because couldn't he have just created us and just gave us the planet? Why did he create other races?
Well, I believe.
Go for it.
I don't believe God created them.
Oh, he did.
I believe they are byproduct of the original man.
Because remember what the Bible just said.
Bible, it says that he made a
Hey, come on.
different races.
Speak to the mic.
It said that he made a bunch of different races.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I believe in the possibility. Jesus Christ. I don't know if Jesus Christ because I wasn't there.
So
I believe in the possibility.
let me bring them in. How you doing, sis? How y'all doing? I asked him a question. Why did God create people? Matter of fact, we catch them speed. Read that again so they can catch them up.
2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Now we can agree. Out of Adam. From Adam came everybody else, correct? Everybody came from Adam, right? All right, read.
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen. Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
So now God said he made the world for our sake. So I ask you, if God made the world for our sakes, why did he create other races? Why did he create the white man, the Chinese man, the Japanese man? If he made the world for us, couldn't he have just created us? Leviticus 25:44. Do you know?
No,
Let's find out. Because I want you to understand how special you are to God.
No, I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
He created other races because he's punishing us because we went against his word.
No, whoa! Hey, you all right with me, man? Now watch this. Watch this. Read what you got.
Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 44. Both thy bondmen.
What's a bondman?
What?
A bondman.
A bonded man?
Uh-huh.
A man that's tied up.
What's another word for it?
Or enslaved.
Enslaved. Would you agree? Would y'all agree? Okay, read.
And thy bondmaids.
What's a bondmaid? The female version, right? Female slave. Okay, read.
Which thou shalt have.
Which thou shalt have. So your slave men and your slave women that you shall have, read.
Shall be of the heathen that are round about you.
So now why did God create the other nations?
Come on.
Yeah. Other people, other nations. Let's read from the top again. I want you to get it.
If we were the original man, right? We're the original man, and Adam and Eve was mother and father. That means the original man of the world.
Yes.
It's black. That means Adam and Eve was black.
Genesis 2:7.
Now, the white man didn't commit sin. If Eve was black, then Eve committed sin.
Okay.
Black race. Now, God could be punishing black race because of this.
You know, we're going to go straight to it. We're going to prove.
Because you got to remember, they was cursed. They was thrown out of the Garden of Eden. Who were? Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve.
Okay, I'm following.
Because of what they did. Now,
correct.
If we are the original man and they're our parents,
okay,
then the original man was black.
But if correct, absolutely. Go ahead.
We all have to suffer. We all have to suffer.
Who is we all?
That's it. Black man.
Okay.
Original man.
Okay.
Man. We all born through sin.
Okay.
Because of what they did.
Absolutely. So now,
black man.
Now
so
the punishment.
Who's suffering more than anybody else in the world? What race of
us?
Suffering? We are.
Why? I like where you went. Why are we suffering more than anybody else? Deuteronomy 28:15. We're gonna go straight there because going to what you said, Adam and Eve did sin, correct? When they got punished, they did get punished for that. Now we're going to explain why we still get punished today. Deuteronomy 28 verse 15, because you just said it's the commandments. And then we're going to get into some commandments. Because you want to get out of this captivity, right? You want to go back to ruling, correct? What about you, big bro? You want to go back to ruling? You want to go back to being on top? All right, Deuteronomy 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It says, it shall come to pass if you will not listen unto the voice of the Lord your God. He said it once again, thy God, not everybody's God. Read what you got.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
all these what?
Curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So now we didn't do what God said do, like you said, we'd be cursed as a people. Right? Absolutely. So now, what is some of the commandments we are not doing today that we need to be doing?
Come on.
Okay.
We're taking on, they took our religion, they took what we had.
And
and they flip it on top of it. They flip it. And that's why we so submissive. You understand? That's why Africa is in turmoil like it is. Africa wasn't in turmoil like that until the white man got over.
So I got a question for you then. Now this said because we didn't keep God's commandments, we get cursed as a people. How do we get back on top? Following the commandments. So sis, what commandments do you know?
Yeah, many. But originally it was supposed to have been 10.
No. See, 10 is the umbrella, for example.
Right.
For
That's
example.
what I'm saying. Originally it's supposed to have been 10, but it's so much.
Because it says laws, statutes, and commandments. The thing about the 10 is you have 10 laws. God said, have no other God before me. What else goes into that?
Come on.
If God said, have no other God before me, that's a blanket statement. There's other things that goes into that, meaning God gave you a certain day to worship him on. If you try to worship him on another day, you break that commandment. Right. God gave you a certain dietary law. If you break that dietary law, you put another God before him. That goes into the Big 10, correct? So now, give me a commandment you know. Thou shalt not steal. Does that happen in our community? So now I got a question. You said thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet. Do we break those things today? So now, how do we get back on top is by keeping those things. One of the things was the Sabbath day I mentioned. The Sabbath day. When is that day? Simple commandment. When is the Sabbath day? Saturday. Do you agree, sis? How y'all doing? Did y'all get a flyer? Y'all just listening? So question, when is the Sabbath day? She quick with it, boy. She quick with it. So when does the Sabbath day start? You mean Nehemiah 10? No. Nehemiah 13:19 or 13:21. So let's figure out, first got to figure out when the day starts, when the day ends. Because you said it's Saturday, right?
Saturday, from what I understand, it's Saturday.
Absolutely. What do you agree? So now, what day do we actually worship on?
Sunday.
So are we breaking that commandment?
Yeah.
So, let's start with the Sabbath day. Something simple. Let's start with the Sabbath day. Read what you got. Nehemiah 13, verse 21.
Yeah. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 19. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark.
So now it's the gates of Jerusalem starting to get dark. Watch what he say after that. So imagine it's Friday evening. It's starting to get dark. Watch this.
Before the Sabbath.
So now when does the Sabbath start? Imagine a Friday night. It's starting to get dark. So that means that when it gets dark, that Friday night, that's when the Sabbath begins. So that also means on Saturday when the sun goes down, that when it ends. So it's Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown. That's the day of the Sabbath. Now there are certain laws that go along with the Sabbath. Exodus 20 and verse 8. What is that we're not supposed to do on the Sabbath day? Say we can't eat? Nah. You can, but it's not a commandment that you have to fast. But you said something else. You don't supposed to work. Just think about this. Exodus 20. Think about this. As a nation of people, if we kept just that one law, we said on Saturdays we're not going to work. How would that affect America?
Wake them up.
God gives us the plan to fix our communities, but we don't want to listen to him. For a lot of us, we don't know. We have no clue. So Exodus 20 and verse 8, the back of what you just said.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
So God says, remember the Sabbath day.
To keep it holy.
So what does that holy mean again? Separate.
Right.
So keep that day separated from all the other days. Read.
Verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
So it says 6 days shall you labor and do all your work. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before the sun go down. You get all the work and then you got to do, make your money, pay your bills, right? Read.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
But Saturday is my day. I gave you 6 days to do whatever you want to do. But on the seventh day, it's my day. Read.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
It says in that day, you can't do no work. So if we decide to work on the Sabbath day, what are we doing?
Come on.
So we're going to be ready. So now if we decide to work on that day, what are we doing? We're breaking the commandment. And for a lot of our people, we have no clue. Like I said earlier, what day do we go to church? Sunday. We don't even think about Saturdays as being God's Sabbath day. Matter of fact, that's when the deals happen. They pay you on Friday, so you go spend that money. They open a club Friday night, so you bumping and grinding when you should be doing what you just said. Resting. Keep going.
Thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant.
So nobody in your house should be working, you be cooking. Matter of fact, Exodus 16:23. So that's work. I had a question. Where does leftovers come from? That comes from us. That comes from God. Watch this. Remember, because I said you can't work on the Sabbath day. Read this. Exodus 16:23.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath.
So tomorrow is the Sabbath day. Read.
Unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today.
So whatever you're going to cook, whatever you're going to bake, do it today.
And seed that which ye will seed.
Whatever you're going to boil it today. Read.
And that which remaineth overlay up for you to be kept until the morning.
Give me can't cook. So that's where leftovers come from. It say you bake what you got to bake today. You boil what you got to bake today. That's on a Friday. And you lay it up for tomorrow. Right. So now let me show you the law where it says we cannot cook. And that's just showing you how to prepare for the Sabbath, how to get your food for the Sabbath, because you can't eat. Read what you got.
Exodus chapter 35, verse 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
Now it says you shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation on the Sabbath day. Now if you know anything about Jerusalem, in the wintertime it gets very cold. So it's not talking about kindling the fire to stay warm. It's talking about cooking. That's why in Exodus 16, it told you how to prepare for the Sabbath day. You cook your food today, lay it up tomorrow because you can't cook tomorrow. So there's no working, there's no cooking. Give me the next one. Read what you got.
Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on, and if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day.
So it says if the people of the land bring any ware or victuals. Do you know what victuals are? Food. Okay, it says they bring it on the Sabbath day to do what?
On the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
So now, Wait Foods is open on a Saturday, right? All these places are typically open on a Saturday, right? Should we be going in there buying anything?
Come up.
So according to God, what's another law we can't do on the Sabbath day? No buying, no selling. So you got no working, no buying, no selling, no cooking.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.